Marta's really a sweetheart. She's one of the most generous people I've ever met.
Marta treated everybody the same. She would sit you down and say, what is it that you want to learn? And then she'd go about helping you do it.
The Revelle Medal recognizes people with just long, durable, important careers, but also a level of service that's unmatched. That really describes Marta.
Don't forget, whatever you see, it's an illusion. Your mind and brain are inclusion, a depicted fiction, some reality, some prediction. So don't believe everything with such conviction. There's always room for some confusion inside, contusion aside. I came here in 1978. I wanted to study people because I was really interested in creativity. Where does it come from? How do you decide that, is it something you have or is it something you create or I don't know.
Yeah, I was Marta's second student. Marta's she's kind of a mom. She's a demanding mom, but she's also a really loving mom. And those two things in combination really are exactly what you need as a graduate student. You need someone who's going to hold you to account, make sure you live up to your own expectations, but also support you completely along the way.
To me, the people in the department were like my children. I was willing to fight to the death for them, and I would always say the truth. I was very honest.
In the early 80s, she conducted some studies, experimental studies, and showed how recording electrical potentials at the surface of the scalp, EEG, could be used to track neural activity as people process language, read sentences word by word. And the idea that you could have this kind of a continuous window on the brain activity as the brain was making sense of language was remarkable.
She's most known for her contribution to neurolinguistics. She's a neuroscientist, she's a physiologist, she understands the brain. Her work that she published in 1980 is some of the most solid work today about how the brain integrates and deals with meaning, expected meaning, or maybe something that's a contradiction or something that's unexpected. So of course everyone asks, is her work specifically just about spoken language? What about language in a different modality like in sign language? And in 1987, she published with two other authors a paper showing that if you sign a sentence with some sort of an unexpected word like, I take coffee with cream and dog, there's a very sudden, what we call an N400 response. So it's very deeply a linguistic phenomenon, not just simply about hearing something, but it's about processing and making sense of language and making sense of meaning.
When the department was founded, that created the foundation for the cognitive science department, and everything kind of took off from there. And so Marta was part of that original group that took whatever seeds had been planted over those years of informal discussion and turned it into a formal science and a discipline all its own.
It's harder than it looked to take faculty from completely different areas outside of social sciences, like neurosciences, computer science, electrical engineering, and then bring all of these people together and make something coherent. That's not an easy task.
In 1978, when Marta got to Hilliard's lab, there was no such thing as the cognitive electrophysiology of language. And now it's a booming discipline, specialization in the cognitive neurosciences. It's so big it's hard to keep up with literature.
I think her legacy is how to find the most important question, how to plan your career. All of these, if you talk to all of her graduate students, they say the same thing. She was an amazing mentor. She gave everything she had. It's a very rare individual to guide a department from its infancy to something much bigger, much broader, more ambitious, and to have that kind of presence even to this day.
She's not only extraordinary at investigating language, she's extraordinary at using it.
There are so many answers, suggestions, but for which questions? Solutions, worries, resolutions, but for which queries? Thousands of pictures and as many words. Visual and phonological bits herded by experience, giving us the sense that hence is just around the corner, imminent, emergent, about to unearth the submerged meaning, the end in sight.